Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez here for another edition of your Monday Night Raw reviews. We are back here once again reviewing this garbage-ass show, WWE programming, at its lowest at the exact time of the year where WWE does not give a fuck. They did one thing that redeemed this show, that gave this show at least some points. But before that final segment with the Cruiserweights, where Enzo Amore got completely and utterly buried and things that needed to be said were said, and things that needed to be done were done in that segment. And there were definitely bad things about that segment. Definitely bad things about that segment. But there were over-glaring good things about that segment, and a lot of things that rectified the win of Enzo Amore of that Cruiserweight Championship. And we are going to talk about that very, very shortly. But besides that, this Monday Night Raw was absolutely boring, lackadaisical, awful garbage. And you are going to hear a rant coming your way when it comes to what WWE is doing with the Shield, bro. Do not understand it. Do not understand it. WWE, and we're going to start right off the bat with this. No plugs, no nothing until we're done with this rant, because this is absolutely despicable. Do not believe that WWE is going this route with this, bro. The Shield, it is clear as day at this point that the Shield is going to be reuniting. It was in the reports after No Mercy last night, the entire day today, on Monday, throughout the entire day of Monday, the reports have been wild. The Shield is going to be reuniting on Monday Night Raw. They are going into TLC. TLC has been selling like shit. WWE cannot sell that show out, so they need to generate some excitement. And how are they going to do that? By bringing back one of the biggest stables WWE has ever had in the Shield. But how do they plan to do that? How do you plan to bring back the Shield? The Shield should, if you are going to reunite the Shield, this should be, if you ask me, and I'm sure all of you can agree with me on this, if you're going to do an angle as big as reuniting the Shield, don't give a fuck if it is a one-off. You are going to make it the biggest angle on your show, especially at a time where you do not have a main championship on your show. And it's so glaring that WWE has a big hole on their roster without that fucking championship. So fucking glaring, bro. It's like that big elephant in the room, and WWE doesn't want to fucking address it, bro. But it's there. It's there. And nobody, all of these sugarcoaters out there who like to sugarcoat the bullshit, right? They like to sugarcoat the garbage that WWE gives us, and they don't mention it. But that's a problem. That's a problem. I'm watching Simon on What Culture. He's giving John Cena and Roman Reigns it up. Are you fucking kidding me? He's giving the lackadaisical match that we saw between Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar and up. Once again, are you kidding me? No mention of the fact that the Universal Championship is not going to be on Raw for the next 4 months. That's a problem. That is a problem. And the substitute for that would have been to put the Intercontinental Championship in the hands of a viable competitor. That would have been the solution to that problem, or the solution that WWE is seemingly coming up with reuniting the Shield. And I agree with that standpoint. That's a big angle. Perhaps that is something that you should do. But Are you kidding me? In this manner? You are going to waste a Shield reunion to come take out the MIZTOURAGE? What relevance does the MIZTOURAGE have to anything? To anything on Monday Night Raw? I don't understand it. You're telling me The Miz and the MIZTOURAGE is going to go from barely being able to handle Jason Jordan, who was beaten single-handedly by Roman Reigns, to having to take on the entirety of the Shield? How is that believable in the slightest? And that's just the first complaint. That's just the first complaint. The MIZTOURAGE is absolutely irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant. If you're going to bring back the Shield, you bring them back to a huge angle, bro. The Balor Club, for example, and it's quite coincidental since the Bullet Club was outside of Monday Night Raw tonight, and if you look on the Twitter of the Young Bucks, they were outside of Monday Night Raw, giving out shirts, invading Raw, DX style, like DX did back in the day, except no tanks, but they were invading Raw, like Shawn Michaels and Triple H and DX, the entirety of DX did with WCW, so they did that. And that was cool, but that's besides the point. That's just a little coincidence there. Just needed to mention that, get that out of the way, if I can speak here. But, I mean, here we fucking are, with this garbage that the Shield is going to reunite to fight the MIZTOURAGE. Why wouldn't they fight to fucking end something that really has been the biggest storyline in the WWE? Somewhere you could go with that is the Bullet Club, or the Balor Club, reuniting. Let's say Finn Balor turns heel, Gallows and Anderson behind him. They've been taking out everybody on Monday Night Raw. John Cena, taken out. You got a Jason Jordan, taken out. The Hardys, taken out. All by the Balor Club. The Balor Club has been taking people out left and right. They're feuding with Rollins and Ambrose. They're outnumbered, are Rollins and Ambrose. They eventually start stalking down on Roman Reigns, and the Shield is forced to reunite. They are forced to reunite in order to take out this faction that is overwhelmingly destroying everybody in the WWE. That is how you do it. That is how you do it. Or maybe not even a Balor Club. Maybe an NXT stable that Triple H forms, bro. A NXT stable that Triple H forms. You get Elias, maybe. I don't know. Finn Balor would still be in that. He's one of Triple H's NXT guys. Samoa Joe. A faction of those guys, right? And they all align. They all align to take out the entire WWE locker room. And that forces the Shield to then reunite, to take out Triple H's stable. That would be a reason. That would be something you would do. But to take out the MIZTOURAGE, you are going to waste something that you have not done since these guys split up on the MIZTOURAGE. That is a huge mistake. And if you want the Shield to save this TLC pay-per-view and to keep it in relevance, bro, holy shit, this is not the way to do it. You're going to be like, what went wrong with the Shield? Well, I guess it doesn't work. Let's never go back to that idea because you fucked up. But no, it's never your fault, right? It's never your fault, and that's a huge mistake. That is a huge mistake, and this is the reason why nothing in WWE ever works out. And for all of you who didn't watch the show and are wondering what the fuck happened here, that you're so sure that the Shield is going to reunite. First of all, in the opening segment of Monday Night Raw, you had Roman Reigns come out and he was interviewed by the goddamn Miz on Miz TV, right? So Roman Reigns, this asshole who is awful on the mic, and we will discuss the segment very shortly, But this asshole comes out. Miz welcomes him to Miz TV. Comes out to a huge chorus of boos. Miz shit on the crowd a little bit, with Roman saying that he likes it loud, so they booed him a little bit more. Miz brought up Reigns beating and retiring The Undertaker, which got more boos, and mentioned Reigns beating Cena, which got even more boos on Roman Reigns. So clearly this guy is fucking hated. And by the way, we were in Ontario, California here today, but Miz brought up what Cena said on Raw Talk about passing the torch, with Reigns saying that he now respects John Cena, saying that Cena said a lot of stuff to him, and he backed it up in that ring. And now he realizes that he held down the fort for 15 years, and that's something no other top guy has ever done. He says that he doesn't understand why he's on this show with Miz, because he's tired from the match last night. Quite honestly, his back is hurting. Miz started talking shit about Jason Jordan, and Reigns said that he's been in the ring with The Miz, and he's been in the ring with Jason Jordan, and Jason Jordan is a one-of-a-kind athlete. He would beat The Miz's ass. That's what Roman Reigns was saying. So he was saying that if it wasn't for the MIZTOURAGE, that Miz wouldn't have that Intercontinental title right now. And he's like, hey, one of you goons from the MIZTOURAGE, go get me a beer in the back. And just absolutely fucking cringeworthy garbage from Roman Reigns. You already know the drill. But The Miz, he starts tearing down on Roman Reigns. He says that Reigns used to hang up the cocktails of the Shield, saying that if the MIZTOURAGE was around 5 years ago, the Shield would be nothing. And clearly planting seeds from the very beginning here. He says that if the MIZTOURAGE was around 5 years ago, the Shield would be nothing. Reigns says that they would beat the MIZTOURAGE's ass, but Ambrose and Rollins are doing their thing, and he's doing his thing for the Universal title against Brock Lesnar, except Brock Lesnar isn't there right now. So what are you going to do about that? Miz started tearing into Reigns, saying that he beat The Undertaker and John Cena. But that doesn't mean we forgot about losses to Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, and that loss to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, where Roman Reigns did take the pin. He says that Reigns thinks he has the right to come out to his show and insult his brothers when he's been the one working and carrying this brand with the Intercontinental title. Reigns proposed that they fight, with Miz then backing off like a pussy. There you go. There you go. So immediately Miz, he tears in, and then immediately they make Reigns look like the bigger man, right? Of course. But Kurt Angle, he then came out putting Miz in a match with Roman Reigns later in the night, and Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel in a match with Matt Hardy and Jason Jordan, since Jeff Hardy is injured. We will talk about that shortly. But that was the opening segment. First of all, just to mention in this opening segment, Roman Reigns is absolutely fucking terrible on the microphone. Absolutely god-awful on the microphone is Roman Reigns, bro. If he's not in the ring with the John Cena, who's going to bring him to a 5 out of 10 promo, and that's the best John Cena can bring him to, what do you think The Miz is going to do with Roman Reigns? Miz going full heel. Miz going full heel, may I mind you. So Miz ain't gonna bring Reigns to shit. Reigns is awful. Absolutely boring, lazy ass promos with the, oh, then let's fight. Then let's fight. Just absolutely lazy, absolutely cringeworthy. Everything Roman Reigns says. My God. And especially that line where he's like, one of you MIZTOURAGE members, go get me a beer. That was absolutely fucking cringeworthy. Roman Reigns is awful on the microphone. Get this guy off the mic immediately, bro. Immediately. Terrible. Roman Reigns shouldn't be speaking. Get this guy a manager or something. That's why, going into SummerSlam, I was proposing this guy go with Paul Heyman. Go with Paul Heyman, turn heel, win the Universal Championship at SummerSlam due to a Paul Heyman interference. Paul Heyman betrays Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar leaves to pursue other things until the Royal Rumble, where he will have a reason to come back. Because remember, back then, Lesnar was threatening to leave if he lost at SummerSlam, all that good stuff. So that's why I proposed that, because Reigns can't talk. Reigns cannot talk, and Reigns is constantly handed crutch after crutch, and this brings me to the main reason that the Shield is being assembled and why it is bullshit. Because yeah, part of the reason might be that WWE wants TLC sales, right? Because they can't sell tickets for shit because they don't have anything on that pay-per-view of avail, and the people know that, so nobody's buying tickets to WWE events. And second, it's because they want to get Roman Reigns over. They are going hard on this Roman Reigns political agenda that they're going to get Roman Reigns over. And now they're going for the bullshit that Roman Reigns is going to be by association over if he aligns himself with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins and reforms the Shield, because Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are over as hell. Roman Reigns, not so much. So they're trying to get Roman Reigns those cheers by association. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. There was a point where I was actually proposing that they do that because maybe that would get Reigns over a little bit more, right? But it's the bullshit that they're doing it under these circumstances because they're trying to get Roman Reigns over so hard. The fact that they're doing it under the circumstances where they're going to go against the MIZTOURAGE and there's no formidable storyline in place, and they're doing that, they're shoehorning a Shield reunion in just because they want to get Roman Reigns over. It is absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. Makes no goddamn sense, first of all. Second of all, it just goes to show you this political agenda. And then they wonder why nobody likes Roman Reigns, because they're, first of all, forcing this guy down our throats, and they're, second of all, always handing this guy a crutch. They are always handing this guy a crutch. Oh, Reigns isn't over? Here, throw Triple H at him. Throw a Vince McMahon at him. Throw a Daniel Bryan, a John Cena, a Brock Lesnar, a Seth Rollins, a Dean Ambrose, a Rusev, an entire faction of the League of Nations, an AJ Styles, a Bray Wyatt, and nothing has helped this guy get over. Why? Because he is forced down our throats. Oh, Roman Reigns isn't over? Oh, Roman Reigns isn't over? Let him go out there and curse. Let him go out there and curse so he can seem cool in front of the crowd. He can't hang on the mic with John Cena. Let him curse so he can seem cool in front of all the fucking casuals, right? Right? No. No. And you're always giving this guy a crutch, and this is just WWE's next crutch. Oh, Roman Reigns isn't over? Let's put Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins next to him and see if Roman Reigns gets over by association like he did when he was in the Shield a couple years ago. That's what WWE is hoping happens here. And the thing is, a lot of people, not just me, but especially me, we see right through that shit. We see right through that shit. It's pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic. And that is my huge problem with this garbage. I mean, there is no reason that this should be happening right now. You do not have the storyline in place. If there was a Balor Club established, sure, go ahead. I'd be all for it. If there was an NXT faction in place to go against the Shield, sure, I would be all for it. Hell, if Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt were fucking aligned, and you wanted to go that route, I'd be all fucking for it. And then maybe you could do a little Wyatt family thing again. That'd be fantastic. But you have no pieces in place to do any of this. Any of this. And it is clear that WWE is just rushing this just so they can, first of all, get those quick sales for TLC, and second of all, get Roman Reigns over by association. And me, being the smart fan, seeing right through that shit, ain't gonna buy into your bullshit. Garbage. Garbage. That is what I think about that. It is garbage. Shield reunion, I'm down for it happening. But under the current circumstances, under the rushed bullshit, under the reasoning that WWE is giving this, it makes no goddamn sense. And I do not want to see it happen. And if you are a logical person, I'm sure you do not want to see it happen either. For now, let's move on here with this Monday Night Raw talk. 20 minutes of a rant. 20 minutes of a rant right there. But before we do get into the rest of the Monday Night Raw review, I always got to throw my plugs in there, so make sure to go check out all the other content of the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, like you're watching here, Raw and Smackdown reviews each and every single week. Raw and Smackdown reviews for last week are up on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel for all of you to go check out. So make sure to go check that out. And Smackdown review, of course, coming tomorrow to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. So make sure to expect that coming very, very soon to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. You can also make sure to expect Behind the Mic each and every single week on Saturday. Behind the Mic uploaded last Saturday over the weekend. You can make sure to go check that out as well. Behind the Mic, what were we talking about last week? Oh yeah, the modern day Maharaja Jinder Mahal. The modern day Maharaja being alleged as a racist by these Washington Post news reporters because of the promo that he cut on Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown Live last week. We're talking about that on the Behind the Mic episode number 38, so make sure to go check that out. Pay-per-view reviews can be found on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, and that is exactly what you found on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel if you were searching around last night, because we did a No Mercy 2017 review and results. So make sure to go check that out. No Mercy review is up on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel right now. We're talking about the bullshit that was that pay-per-view, so if you want to know what was going on last night on No Mercy, make sure to go check out the No Mercy review. Also, make sure to go check out 2 weeks ago, we uploaded the Mae Young Classic finale review. Mae Young Classic, very important to know what happened there regarding the future of the women's division, not just on NXT, but on SmackDown Live and Monday Night Raw. Reviews to all of the Mae Young Classic are up on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. 2 episodes per review, so episodes 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 all have reviews on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, as well as the Mae Young Classic finale. That's all in a nice playlist on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel for all of you to go check out. There's also playlists, if I can speak here, for Behind the Mic, for Monday Night Raw, for SmackDown Live, so you can make sure to go check all that out. And if you want to binge on some content, make sure to go check out the playlist on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Link to all that content can be found in the description below. To the top 10 latest videos you can find linked in the description below. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, pay-per-view reviews, NXT TakeOver reviews, pay-per-view preview and predictions, NXT TakeOver preview and predictions, WWE 2K18 content coming, just announced today. The Hardys are going to be Season Pass DLC. I did pre-order the deluxe edition, so on the day 1, October 13th, we are going to be doing all WWE 2K18 content, coverage of the My Career, Universe Mode, all that good stuff. So if there wasn't already a reason to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, you just got another one. And speaking of subscribing, make sure to do just that. Subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel if you enjoy what you're hearing here. Make sure to click on that notification bell so you, of course, get all those notifications each and every time I upload straight to your mobile device. Twitter account of the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. We were live tweeting with Monday Night Raw here tonight. Some great tweets from me, like always. So make sure to go follow the Twitter account. You'll get updates on when a Raw review is about to upload or when a Smackdown review is about to upload. You'll see the thumbnail in advance and everything. You'll see when I actually upload a video, you'll get notifications on there, and of course live tweeting with Raw, Smackdown, pay-per-views, NXT takeovers, all that good stuff. So you can make sure to go check out all that content on the Ringside Wrestling Twitter of the same name, Ringside Wrestling. So make sure to go check out all that other content, because for now we're going to continue with this Monday Night Raw review. Got into a 20-minute rant. A 20-minute rant on that Shield shit. But for now, we're going into a discussion. This isn't going to be a rant, because I actually kind of enjoyed the segment, on the Cruiserweight segment that ended the show. Now, the entire show, Enzo Amore was pleading to Kurt Angle for a fucking, celebration. Since he won the Cruiserweight Championship, he was pleading for a celebration, and Kurt Angle, busy the whole night, he's like, whatever, you're just fucking annoying, get out of my face, you got it. He asked for a protection clause, that whoever attacks him will never be able to challenge for the Cruiserweight Championship. He asked for that. Kurt Angle's like, whatever, you got it. So this segment, and I'm like, holy shit, this is going on last? This is going on last? This just goes to show you how lost WWE is without that Universal Championship on Raw, that the Cruiserweights are going last, especially in the state that the Cruiserweight division was left off last night on No Mercy, where everybody universally was pretty much declaring the Cruiserweight division dead. So the day after the Cruiserweight division dies, it's getting a main event segment on Monday Night Raw, and to some extent, the Cruiserweight division was kind of resurrected here tonight. I'm still working this out, and I'm still picking my brain to get a grasp of how I feel on this segment and what this really does. I'm going to have to go after this review and watch other people's reviews, kind of get a grasp of what they're feeling, combine that with what I'm feeling right now. But what I'm feeling right now, raw, bare reaction right now, this isn't like the Shield shit where I just have a set fucking knowing of what I think about it. It's bullshit and it shouldn't be happening. This, I'm 50-50 on. Because this did really good things and sets up really good things if WWE capitalizes upon them. They set up some good shit for the Cruiserweight division if WWE capitalizes. Because Enzo Amore came out in the segment, and I took no notes for the segment. This is verbatim off of my head. Enzo, he comes out and he starts fucking bragging. He's like, listen, bro, I came out here and I've been betrayed a lot this year. I've had to deal with a lot of hardships this year, and I've been beaten down a lot this year. And it sounds like he's just going to cut a promo saying thank you to the crowd and all this good stuff. But they captured the Enzo character in the fact that the ego of Enzo Amore, got in his way in this segment. And by the end of this segment, he was pretty much trashing on everybody. He was like, Big Cass betrayed me. He learned the lesson from me. Big Cass, he betrayed me. Look where he is, out on the injured list. Look, I'm holding the Cruiserweight Championship. Big Cass is saying that I held him down. I was holding him up because, look, I'm holding this. I'm holding the gold. We never held tag team titles together. We never held gold together, but listen, look, as soon as we split up, here I am holding gold. So he trashes on Big Cass. Starts trashing on the Cruiserweight division, saying that the Cruiserweight division was nothing before he joined. And now that he's holding the title, he's getting people to watch 205 Live, which I haven't seen the numbers, so I don't know if that's true. But it's probably not fucking true. It's probably full of bullshit, what he's saying right there. But, I mean, he's saying that he's brought popularity to the Cruiserweight division for the first time since its inception, bro. And now, the entire Cruiserweight division comes out, except Neville. So everybody's out there. The Grand Metaliks, the Cedric Alexanders, the TJPs, they are all out there. and they're all looking at Enzo Amore with a stern face. Enzo Amore, being a idiot, does not shut up here. He fucking goes, and he's like Cedric Alexander, and more like a guy who needs to develop some personality. TJP, who the fuck are you nerdy video game piece of shit? Pretty much burying everybody one by one. Mr. Teacup, he's calling Jack Gallagher Mr. Teacup, fucking everybody. I don't know if this was Enzo turning heel, or Enzo just being a blabbermouth and that being the character of Enzo Amore. But Enzo Amore, I can say that he's been furtherly buried here tonight by the WWE, and quite honestly, I don't give a fuck. I do not give a fuck, because WWE has done the job at making nobody give a fuck about the character. They clearly do not give a fuck about Enzo Amore, so I'm not giving a fuck. And it looks like WWE is portraying that on television, where the storyline is that nobody gives a fuck about this guy. This guy sucks. He's annoying. The commentators portray it. That's what WWE is trying to portray, that this guy sucks. So, if you ask me, they're doing their job. They are doing their job, because I think he sucks. I think he fucking sucks. So, Neville comes out here, and Enzo's immediately fucking talking trash, because Neville, he came out here with looking all wicked, with his hair undone, no wet hair, his beard looking like thick. I don't know what the hell they did to him, but he was looking different. Like the Wicked Witch of the West over here was Neville looking like. And Enzo starts laughing, making fun of what Neville looks like coming out here. And Neville pretty much tells Enzo that he has done nothing for this cruiserweight division. He was not needed. These quote-unquote nobodies, like Enzo wants to call them, have worked their asses off. So Neville pretty much being the face in this goddamn segment, and I mean, he's been the face the entire time. Everybody wanted him to win. Everybody wanted him to win. But here tonight, there he is without the Cruiserweight Championship. So, Neville pretty much telling Enzo that he's a fucking failure. Nobody likes him. That's why he's standing alone in the middle of that fucking ring with nobody there. And at this point, Enzo's like, listen, bro, you've been Cruiserweight Champion for 9 months, and not 1 week of those 9 months did you get a single main event on Monday Night Raw. Here I am, my first night as Cruiserweight Champion, and we're on the main event of Monday Night Raw. Now, if that doesn't speak volumes, I don't know what does. That's what pretty much Enzo was saying. And at this point, Neville's trying to attack Enzo. But Enzo, he holds the fucking slip that Mr. Kurt Angle gave him and just signed out of nowhere, that said that if you attack Enzo, you are going to lose your opportunity at the Cruiserweight Championship. Neville at this point doesn't give a fuck, attacks Enzo, completely demolishes Enzo Amore. Holy shit, throwing him into the barricade brutally. He tries to escape. The Cruiserweights back him up. I thought, when I saw the Cruiserweights on stage, I'm like, this is going to be a Nexus-style beatdown. I would have much preferred that, to be quite honest, with just all the Cruiserweights beating the shit out of Enzo, but that was not what happened. Neville, with a brutal super kick on Enzo, lines him up in one of the most beautiful red arrows I have ever seen. Absolutely beautiful red arrow, bro. Absolutely beautiful. Hits the red arrow. He does like this handstand when he's done, and he fucking rolls down, and the entire Cruiserweight division is just standing there clapping at Enzo Amore's fucking downfall. And since Neville attacked Enzo Amore and the commentators were stressing this, Corey Graves was like, listen, bro, Enzo needed to be shut up, but that's not a wise career move for Neville. That was not a wise career move for Neville. So pretty much, Neville can never compete for the Cruiserweight Championship again, is what I think that's saying. So if that is the case, and this is what excites me about this segment so much, Neville can pretty much leave the Cruiserweight division. he can pretty much leave the Cruiserweight division. And I mean, Neville at this point is so above the Cruiserweight division. You've seen what this guy can fucking do, especially in that Cruiserweight division. I mean, matches with John Cena that were absolutely fantastic. You know the talent that this guy possesses, and he displayed that in the Cruiserweight division as a heel. He finally unleashed that side of Neville that can really be a world champion. And I think if you were to put him on Monday Night Raw's mid-card to upper mid-card to main event scene, Neville could be absolutely fantastic. And I think that's what this was. This was pretty much giving reason for Neville to be leaving the Cruiserweight division onto the main card of Raw, because he pretty much gave up his rematch clause that he had. He had a rematch clause with Neville with Enzo, and he pretty much gave that up, and he can't challenge for the Cruiserweight Championship. So where else is there for him to go except the main card? Except the main card, and that excites me, because Neville is way more talented than the Cruiserweight division, and we all know that. We all know that. He is above the Cruiserweight division. We all know that. And that is something that excites me tremendously. Enzo Amore, who has clearly been Enzo motherfucking annoying as hell on Monday Night Raw, has once again been taught a lesson. If that was not enough, from the verbal lashing by The Miz, to Braun Strowman destroying him last week on Raw, to this week, him being absolutely demolished by Neville. Enzo Amore is in the fucking pits. And the Cruiserweight division looked the most mainstream. This is the best Cruiserweight segment that we have seen since the Cruiserweights debuted on Monday Night Raw. What we've seen in the Cruiserweight Classic, completely different story. But this has been the best Cruiserweight segment that we've seen on Raw since the Cruiserweights debuted. And that is the only fucking worry that I have. If Neville goes to the main roster, where does that leave the Cruiserweight division? Because if he does leave, that leaves the Cruiserweight division in a worse state than it already was before. But this kind of lifted them up off the ground a little bit. The fact that they were in the main event segment made it look more mainstream than it ever has. And that has nothing to do with Enzo Amore, by the way, you clowns who think that. Nothing to do with Enzo Amore. But, I mean, it was absolutely fantastic what Neville did to Enzo. Enzo, whether you like it or not, actually cut a good heel promo, because he was the heel in this segment, don't care what you say. And, I mean, it's the best Cruiserweight segment we've seen since the Cruiserweights debut. So, I mean, that's got to be worth something. That's got to be worth something. But, for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on here to the rest of Monday Night Raw. We're going to move on to the rest of Monday Night Raw, and I want to tell you something about the rest of Monday Night Raw. It was boring, generic, garbage. And I think we can all tell from the fact that I spent 40 minutes of this review talking about two segments. You gotta be kidding me. We go to Jason Jordan and Matt Hardy versus Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. They are doing nothing with a broken Matt Hardy, at least it looks like for now. Jeff Hardy does need surgery on his, I believe, broken shoulder, injured shoulder. He does need surgery, so maybe when Jeff is out with surgery and he cannot be on the TV tapings, they will start to advance something with broken Matt. But for now, it looks like WWE, and they were teasing, the commentary booth was teasing that maybe we can see Jason Jordan and Matt Hardy team up again in the future. And that sounds so underwhelming. But I'm sure WWE, being so generic, that's what they're going to do. They're going to say fuck you to broken Matt Hardy, and they're going to have Jason Jordan and Matt Hardy be a tag team until Jeff Hardy comes back, and it's going to be garbage. It is going to be garbage, and that is going to be held back. That's what I see happening. But they went against Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, and clearly they won. There's nothing else that needs to be said. Twist of Fate by Matt. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Elias versus Apollo Crews. Don't know why they don't give Apollo Crews more in-ring time. He's absolutely fantastic in the ring. I don't know how many times I have to say that. But he's given no time. Elias wins here after kicking Titus O'Neil, which distracted Apollo, allowing Elias to get the drift away. Finn Balor was interviewed about his win over Bray Wyatt, saying thank you to Bray for challenging him man to man and for helping him realize things he can never do in that ring. When asked what's next, he talked about going for the Universal Championship. Yeah, that's a fucking joke. First of all, Brock Lesnar ain't going to be on Raw for the next 4 months. Second of all, Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar sounds like an unbelievable joke of a squash match, bro. Kurt Hawkins, he was out here for his history-making challenge. He's finally going to defeat somebody to end his losing streak, I should say. And who came out to answer the call but Braun Strowman? Hawkins tried to run away from Braun Strowman, but Braun Strowman catches this guy, choke slams him through a table. Looked absolutely brutal right there. He then takes Kurt Hawkins. We're on the ramp at this point. And he fucking does a beautiful running power slam through the LED board. Holy shit. Don't know why they had to put that much fucking effort into getting Kurt Hawkins squashed on Raw, but that's showing the rage of Braun Strowman after last night's Universal Championship match. But he picks up the mic and he says that after last night, he's on a path of destruction, and he's not leaving until he finds some real competition. To which comes out Dean Ambrose. That makes no goddamn sense to me whatsoever. Why is Dean Ambrose out here? I mean, Dean Ambrose comes out and answers the call. That makes no sense. Dean is in a fucking tag team division. He's your tag team champion, and he's the guy that WWE picks to fight Braun Strowman. Gotta be kidding me. This has nothing to do with fucking Dean Ambrose. Nothing at all. But WWE logic, right? Can somebody explain to me what Braun Strowman is doing going into TLC, which is, by the way, 4 weeks away? Next week, it's already been confirmed that he has a match with Seth Rollins. So what is Braun Strowman doing? I have no idea. You have whatchamacallit over here. You got this match. Let's go over it. This match made no fucking sense that it was even happening, but I mean, WWE logic is that this match was fucking better than what we actually seen between Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar last night in the Universal Championship match. I think we can go that far to say Dean Ambrose versus Braun Strowman put on a better match. Ambrose went for a tope suicida. This is one of the highlights. Went for a tope suicida. Strowman catches him, and Ambrose still manages to turn it into a tornado DDT. Beautiful spot right there. In the end, Ambrose went down onto Strowman for the elbow, that awful elbow that Ambrose does off the top. Caught by Strowman, power slam, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Dean was in the back, recuperating from his match with Braun Strowman, with Seth Rollins walking and telling him to let him know next time, because what Dean does affects him as well, with Dean telling Rollins to be less predictable. Rollins said that he wants to challenge Braun Strowman next week, and that is granted to him. Alexa Bliss, this is one of the best segments of the show here tonight. This segment was very, very good. Alexa Bliss told the WWE Universe that she's always considered the WWE Universe her friends. Clearly a bunch of fucking bullshit, but she's always considered the WWE Universe her friends, and as much as we are her friends, she needs to tell us the truth, saying that she's disappointed in each and every single one of us, because last night she beat 4 women. Yet she wakes up and all she sees is, I wonder what Asuka is going to do when she debuts. Worrying about tomorrow when they are in the presence of a goddess today. That, surprisingly enough, brings out Mickie James, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So you're going to fucking have Mickie James cut a 20-second promo on Alexa Bliss. That leads to a match. No. This actually seems to be the Women's Championship match going into TLC, which sounds absolutely fantastic. There's everybody saying that Asuka needs to go straight into the Women's Championship picture on Monday Night Raw. I don't think so. I mean, you barely have a fucking division, and I understand that. But at least have her squash somebody before she does go after that Women's Championship. Whether it be a Nia Jax, whether it be, and it's probably going to be Emma, whether it be a Bayley, or they're not going to give away the Bayley match or Sasha Banks this soon, but whether it be a Nia Jax or an Emma, have Asuka go into a match with somebody at TLC who's not Alexa Bliss. Give Mickie James a spotlight. Build up Mickie James a little bit over these next couple weeks. Holy shit, because we haven't seen this lady in how long? She hasn't been in the spotlight in how long on Monday Night Raw? God damn it, she deserves it, because she cut a damn good promo against Alexa Bliss here tonight. Mickie James comes out telling Alexa that she wasn't in the match, and she heard what Alexa said about her last night on Raw Talk, with Alexa saying that she respects Mickie, and she grew up watching her, which is clearly a crock of bullshit, and she says that's why she brought her back to the WWE. Mickie told Alexa to stop being such a two-faced asshole. She didn't actually say asshole, but stop being a two-faced idiot. There you go. More PG for you. And to say what she said last night on Raw Talk to her face, with Alexa saying that she respects what Mickie does in the ring, but she's afraid that Mickie is going to break a hip if they get in the ring, with Mickie telling Alexa that she's been making revolutions in this women's division since before Alexa was even wearing a training bra. And this actually made me laugh out loud. She's like, I've been making advancements in this women's division before you've even been wearing a training bra, and clearly that's still doing you wonders. Suggesting that Alexa is still fucking wearing training bras. Absolutely fucking hilarious right there. I was dying at that one. But, Alexa, she finally cracks. And Alexa finally said that Mickie is an old lady. Mickie James then slapped Alexa twice and kicked her out of the ring to end the segment. Good. Give the spotlight to Mickie James for 2 weeks. You see, this is what I wanted you to do with Sasha Banks as the women's champion. The plan should have been to have Sasha Banks give the spotlight to Emma and have a feud with her for 4 weeks, and then to Mickie James and have a feud with her for 4 weeks, and build up these women, go up making a competitive division, and then maybe at the Survivor Series, Asuka comes in, takes the title from Sasha Banks, and you go along from there. But at least now there's a formidable division. You got those two women built up. Nia's been built up. You can start building Bayley up, since now Emma's built up. Bayley can beat Emma, she gets more of a rub. Bayley can beat Mickie, she gets more of a rub from that, instead of these fatal 5-ways where no one looks good. Bayley can beat Alexa. She's looking good after beating Alexa, who's clearly built up. Bayley can start crawling up until maybe she's ready for Asuka. Asuka clearly slays her, but that's besides the point. So you start going along those lines. But that's a division. But no, WWE wants to have this bullshit where it's all the fatal 5-ways, right? Finally, they're doing something right. And they're using this last month that they have before Asuka comes in and takes over it all, because clearly Asuka's gonna fucking do that. It's Asuka. Asuka should not be losing. Before Asuka comes in and takes over it all, you got Alexa Bliss and Mickie James, at least building up Mickie James a little bit. Emma's kind of been in the spotlight, not really though, but there you go. So this is a positive, a very, very good positive for me. Seth Rollins versus Sheamus. Nothing to see here, bro. Nothing, bro. Seth Rollins wins with the knee. Finn Balor was backstage with Goldust. Best thing Goldust has done in a couple months on Monday Night Raw. In fucking months, probably. And probably in a couple years. But Finn Balor was backstage with Goldust saying that Finn is an extraordinary man. But nothing gives him the right to offend him by calling him the victim against Bray Wyatt. With Balor saying that he honestly considered Goldust a friend, and he didn't mean in that way mean it in that way with Goldust saying that he understands, and they did a little fist bump, and then he fucking punched Balor in the face. And he starts attacking Balor, and then he quotes the Godfather saying, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So there you go. There you go. What I don't get about this, and here's my complaint, here's my nitpick, well, not really a nitpick, this is a valid complaint. Goldust, a couple weeks ago, was a heel. He was a heel. Then you go into this storyline with Bray Wyatt, right? And he is the most fucking stone cold babyface you've ever seen. Then, this week, he decides to turn heel again. I don't know, bro. Maybe Goldust is looking at himself in the mirror, and it's a distorted mirror, and he's looking like a 200-pound heavier man in the Big Show, turning heel and face each and every single week. What's going on with Goldust, bro? Absolutely ridiculous. But we'll talk about this match later on. Finn Balor versus Goldust do go on to fight on this show, but we go into this match. This match was absolutely fucking boring. Roman Reigns versus The Miz. I was falling asleep during this match. This was so painfully boring. My God. I was literally falling in and out of consciousness during this match, but Roman in the end won, like always, with the spears, the drive-bys, the Superman punches, the Samoan drops. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at those beautiful moves. Look at the gorgeous silky hair of Roman Reigns, right? Garbage. The MIZTOURAGE attacked after the match, and this was actually quite a brutal assault. Roman fought back because, of course, Roman the God, and he looked for perhaps a razor's edge, which that was actually interesting, a razor's edge. We haven't seen that move in a while from Roman Reigns. That was beautiful. Roman Reigns' razor's edge, probably one of the best things Roman Reigns has in his repertoire, in his moveset. That should be his main finisher. I say ditch the spear, start using the razor's edge. But, here's Roman Reigns. He gets hit in the back with the steel chair by Axel and Dallas. They start fucking him up with the chairs. And Miz hit the skull-crushing finale. It looks like the segment's over. It looks like they're walking up. They run back, grab the steel chairs again, pellet Roman Reigns with them a couple more, and then they fucking toss the steel chair under, skull-crushing finale, onto the steel chair, and then the MIZTOURAGE does the Shield fist bump. And if that does not tell you that the Shield is going to reunite to take on the fucking MIZTOURAGE, I do not know what does. Garbage. Garbage. We did the rant at the beginning of the show, but just reiterating it, garbage. Bayley and Sasha Banks were backstage teasing some decision between the two women after the Fatal 5-Way, but by the end, Bayley was determined to take out Nia. These women in this fucking promo. I mean, I thought Bayley and Sasha were friends in real life. What is this fucking overly scripted, fucking robotic segment, bro? Why are you scripting these women? If these women are friends in real life, I'm sure if you put them in there, alright, towards the beginning of the segment, Sasha, I want you to act a little distant from Bayley because of the beef y'all had last night in the fucking Fatal 4-Way, or in the Fatal 5-Way, but towards the end of the segment, warm up to each other again, and get ready for your fucking tag team matchup because you're teaming together tonight. You got 2 minutes, give us a nice segment. Tell that to Sasha and Bayley, let them go out there, freestyle it, and there will be a better connection between them. There will be a better connection between them because they feel genuine, they know their characters, but instead, you have them fucking scripted to say, Nia took everything away from me. She hurt my shoulder, and that caused pain to me. That's how Bayley sounded here tonight. That's how Bayley sounded. That caused pain to me. Oh, Bayley, I'm sorry. Am I being an inconsiderate friend? That's how Sasha sounded here tonight. Garbage. Stop over-scripting these women. If they cannot act to begin with, over-scripting them is not going to help anything. If they can go out there and be them genuine selves, it will come off better on television. But we go to a fucking tag team match. Nia Jax and Emma versus Sasha Banks and Bayley. Emma takes another pin, and she takes it from the pathetic, if I can speak here, Bayley. So clearly Emma not looking so good on Monday Night Raw. I don't care. Bayley is ruined in my eyes. Emma just got beat by Bayley, and she's getting pinned every week, so holy shit. Nia still trying to hang on to some credibility, but there's nothing to hang on to in this women's division. And Sasha Banks is pretty much ruined because of the fact that you took the title off of her in her first defense 4 times. But, I mean, all these WWE cocksuckers, oh, that doesn't matter. Up. Go fuck yourself. For now, ladies and gentlemen, that is all that was on this show here tonight. Gotta give it a rating. You gotta give it 1.5 or 1. I'll give it 1 for the Cruiserweight segment. You gotta give it 1 for... What else was there on this show? Shit, should I give it a 1 out of 10? Should I give it a 1 out of 10? No, 1 for the Alexa Mickey segment. For the Alexa Mickey segment. Then you got the Goldust attack and Balor, that's 1. So, a 3 out of 10. A 3 out of 10. There you go. There you go. That was the fucking show here tonight. A 3 out of 10. I fell asleep pretty much during the fucking Miz Roman Reigns match. But it was prototypical WWE Roman Reigns Superman garbage. So what does it matter anyways? But, ladies and gentlemen, for now, this has been your Monday Night Raw review for the date of September 25th, 2017. Hope you enjoyed each and every single thing that you heard here on your Monday Night Raw review. A huge rant on the Shield reunion that shouldn't be happening, at least not right now. And, of course, the huge discussion on that Cruiserweight segment that ended the show. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that has been your Monday Night Raw review. Like I said at the beginning of the video, make sure to go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Raw reviews, Smackdown reviews, pay-per-view reviews, NXT TakeOver reviews, Mae Young Classic coverage, pay-per-views, preview and predictions, Twitter account for all of you to go check out. WWE 2K18 content coming to the channel. So like top 10s coming. I'm actually working on a side video this week talking about the Superstar Shakeup. And if WWE were to do another Superstar Shakeup, which has been rumored in the past over the couple weeks, quite frequently, if WWE were to do another Superstar Shakeup at this point, what would it look like? So there's going to be, I'm trying to get a video out like that. I'm trying to work on that. That's an idea that flowed into my head and that I kind of want to discuss. So a lot of content coming to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. And if you want the links to the 10 latest videos, make sure to go look in the description down below for that. Because for now, make sure to subscribe, make sure to comment what you thought of Monday Night Raw here tonight, and make sure to like this video if you enjoyed what you heard here, because for now, this has been Joel Perez of the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, and I am out of here. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. I will see you tomorrow for your Smackdown Live.